Hey everybody, it's Coaster King bringing you guys a brand new stream. So today, as you can see, we will be working a little bit on Gargantua. And something I'd like to do before I hop into Minecraft is to show you guys a really cool new server I found. They do have copyrighted audio in their Minecraft server, and so what I'll do right now, I will eventually probably try to post a YouTube video maybe on their like on their server so that you guys can see some of the stuff that they have. But yes, this is Nightmare Studios. I just discovered this server out of nowhere. It was just kind of, I found it and it just sounded really cool. So I decided to check it out. And yeah, this is the server that I found. It's Nightmare Studios. It is owned by, I believe it's Terror in the Night and Grinkle. They're both kind of working together on this right now. It's kind of a small thing right now. So like they don't really have like a staff team yet. It's more just kind of just them right now. But it is really cool though. I mean, it's definitely so the version it's on is 1.20.1, so it is on a bit of an older version right now. But the IP is played.nightmarestudios.co. It's on Minecraft Java Edition. So as you can see right here, Nightmare Studios is proud to present Halloween Horror Nights. Experience an array of terrifying houses unlike anything you've seen before. Experience this new year-round chapter. Keep up to date with information regarding house reveals and more. And then they list their Twitter and Instagram. So MC Horror Nights and Nightmare Studios MC. And then they also have a YouTube channel, as you guys can see. They have YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. Um, and then they do post like kind of anything they post on Twitter or even on YouTube. They do post in their Twitter and YouTube channels on the Discord. And yeah, and then they have a chat, they have photos, they also have house reviews. And I will say, yeah, so this was my kind of initial reaction to the very first time going through both of the houses. And my initial reaction was bravo, the houses are highly immersive and interactive. Would highly recommend doing the houses with headphones. The surround sound effect with headphones is so good, amazing attention to detail. I'll be telling all my friends about you guys. I will even promote you on my server and tell people to visit you guys. This is an amazing project, and I can't wait to see what else you guys have in store. And so, yeah, I wanted to kind of give a little promotion to them. I will say Nightmare Studios is really, really cool. The two houses that they have right now are Blumhouse, I think it's Blumhouse of Horrors and Ghostbusters, and both of those are amazing houses. They are both very, very immersive and interactive. And I will say that both of them are really, really good on kind of that fear level, like the fear scale. I would say kind of on a scale 1 to 5, like 1 being like least intense, 5 being most intense. I'd probably say Ghostbusters lands somewhere around 3. I wouldn't say it's really the most intense, but it's definitely a really, really good house. I think it definitely reminds me a lot of kind of a more theatrical experience. Yeah, it's definitely really cool. I think, and then Blumhouse was the more intense one. That was probably a 4 out of 5 on that fear scale. And yeah, I would definitely say that that one was a little bit more intense. I would say that that one is definitely not for maybe like if it's like your first time going through the houses. I would say maybe start out with Ghostbusters if it's like your first time. But yeah, overall, yeah, amazing server. But yeah, so now we'll head on back to TimberNetwork because I'm going to jump back into my server now. But yeah, I did want to give that quick promotion to them because yeah, I have to say their server is amazing. But yeah, so we will jump onto TimberNetwork now and we will continue our work on the park. As I mentioned, we'll be working some more on, we'll actually be starting work on Gargantua. Gargantua was a B&M Hyper originally, but now we're actually going to be turning it into a Giga Coaster, so it'll be over 300 feet. I'll be honest, I don't even have actual like an actual height for it yet, but yeah, this is going to be a really cool ride though. I actually do have to pause for 1 second. I'm going to go AFK for 1 second, so I'm going to be muting my mic and turning off my camera for a second. So I'll see you guys in just a little bit. Alrighty, I am back. We will go ahead and start working on this thing. So yeah, so this, and basically I'm setting up like the pillars on the side of the building. That's kind of what we're starting off with. And yeah, so this will be this will actually be the bottom of the building. So I'm basically making a much better detailed version of this because I think just it looks good, but it definitely could be a whole lot better. So that's why I'm kind of thinking like, why don't we just go ahead and recreate? Why don't we just go ahead and kind of remake everything? But yeah, so we're still using like the same kind of station layout, and so like we're still kind of using the same basic layout of everything. But the kind of the other thing I'm changing really is the color palette because I definitely think that um, the palette that we had before, like I think certainly was interesting, but there could have been a whole lot more detail. So that's why I'm kind of upgrading our old build and making it look a lot better. So yeah, so that's what we're doing right now. And so I'm going to start off with all of these pillars. And yeah, it took me kind of a long time to come up with a palette, but I ended up coming up with a palette, and yeah, it looks really good so far. Um, yeah, so let me just make sure I have the. I think I got rid of that. So we're basically just have this these blocks for the palette. So yeah, it's very gray. So I think maybe one thing I think I would do to maybe even improve this would be adding more colors. Uh, so yeah, I mean, I do kind of feel like adding, I do kind of feel like adding, polished diorite would look out of, it would look a little bit weird with that palette. Um, because like I do want to keep in mind like the top of it, I do kind of want to keep kind of that texture of like quartz and stuff. Like I do want it to kind of look nice like that. Yeah, this area of the park is definitely gonna look really cool. Like I'm definitely really excited for like the queue line over here. You'll be able to see high roller dive from the queue line of this coaster. Um, but yeah, so for Gargantua, I do want to make the queue line, or I do want to make the kind of like I did over here. I want to have the track actually be kind of a little bit off the ground, or a little bit higher off the ground rather, because I want to make sure that we're going to have room for the queue down here. I want to have kind of I think maybe the first part of the queue could be somewhere in this area, and then we could have the second part of the queue be over here, and then of course the queue would come on through here, and it would eventually make you would eventually make your way up into the station. Um, Now, yeah. So as far as the station goes, kind of looking at the original station, I think actually honestly this didn't look bad, but like I said, I mean, like, we're going to be doing a lot of changes with kind of how things are looking, but we will definitely do like how many rows we had here. So we'll have front row two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. We'll have 8 rows. It'll be basically an 8 car train. So we'll do that. Um, so yeah, kind of similar to this, similar to like high roller dive. It'll be um, well, yeah, this might have to be a 2-seater, or there might be a way of making it a 4-seater because, like, I know B&M hypers are, or B&M gigas and hypers and stuff. I know that they tend to be kind of the 4 wide seating, so I could definitely try to go for that. Like, I like that would involve making the station a little bit wider, so I'll have to kind of think about that. I guess, like, yeah, I could expand this way just to make sure that we don't lose. This stuff over here. But yeah, so I think probably what I would have to do, I guess, so I'm gonna just create a prototype of this. Let me just put down my building palette for a hot second. Um, so I think maybe something I may potentially have to do is like the station itself. I'll just do for right now. I'll just use this as a placeholder. But yeah, so I think for right now, what we'll have to do, or like what we'll have to do for the station, basically. So I'll just do this a couple blocks off the ground. So what we'll have to do, I think, will be something along these lines, like have the track be kind of in the middle like that. I'll just make this a tad bigger. And then I guess something that we could do, I'm trying to remember now, actually. I think for a lot of like B&M, um, I'm gonna have to make sure I'm gonna have to make sure I'm not playing any videos with audio. Um, so what was I trying to find? Like a B&M, or actually, I can look for pictures actually. Um, so like Orion Kings Island. I can't spell today. Orion Kings Island Station. I'm gonna try Orion Kings Island Station and see what images we come up with. I'm gonna see if there's any interior. Oh yeah, so like the yeah, so like the station. Yeah, so we could definitely do like we could definitely do something like I'll just use a placeholder for right now. We could definitely do something like that maybe, and then just when we get out onto the track, we'll have to keep in mind that um, so like for like the left hill, for instance, I'm just trying to think how we want to do the left hill, so something like that. Um, but yeah, this will be it'll have to be like a little bit wider, so like we'll have to do maybe something like that, and then we'll have to create something that will connect the left hill to that, like without there being a massive drop off. So like the staircase side, we could do something like that for the side like that has the staircase. And I'll have to stop it on the lift and stuff when once we start working on the ride model. I'll have to stop it on the lift, but that can be, I guess, like for the lift. So I think for right now, this is probably what I'll do. I'll probably just do something like that for right now, and then obviously we would have like railings and stuff on the side of the lift hill. But and then I think on the other side, then I'm trying to think for yeah, like Orion at Kings Island. I'm trying to think of yeah, so like there's some screen on one side of the left hill. Like there's something like I guess it would be kind of something like that, I guess. But we'll figure that out. But yeah, I think that's kind of the general idea we want to go with. So I just want to make sure that this is going to be, and actually I would want to make sure this will be wide enough as well. Um, because that will kind of all depend on how big this building is going to have to be. So I guess I did not think this through. But yeah, let's go ahead. Oh, hold on. There we go. TCC. I'm gonna just make sure I'm not selecting any TCC track. No nodes are selected. Sweet. Oh, apparently I need to be in create track. There we go. So yep, let me go ahead. I'll just center this just so that we don't have like a weird looking. And then I'll just create a single car train for this, just because like this will kind of help me to figure out how this is gonna look. So I'm gonna do that. Actually I'm gonna change this to a hitbox, and I'm gonna create 4 attachments. I'm gonna I'm gonna try just doing the seats, I think. I'll start with that and just see where we get with this. So let me just like I do want to make sure that this is gonna look good. And yeah, actually, I'm gonna spawn in. So let me just. Yeah, actually, I'm not. No, never mind. I'm not gonna save this train because we're not gonna keep it. Like this isn't gonna be the final train. I am thinking about possibly making the trains a little bit wider on this coaster though. So we're gonna have to do a little bit of kind of finagling with the route itself. I forgot. I forgot I can't go. I forgot I'm not able to go. I forgot I'm not able to go into the station through there. I'm gonna have to go through the line. And I don't have fast lane right now, so I'm gonna just have to jump over it. Or I guess fly over it technically. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and we'll spawn in this train really fast. Yes, so there's definitely gonna be a lot of finagling around, but yeah, so this is kind of the general idea of what I wanted to have for the coaster. But I definitely feel like, yeah, there could be a lot of improvements that we could do on that model. Um, yeah, so this ride, I think maybe I'm trying to decide, like maybe when we open Expo Center, I could possibly close down Surf Ladder temporarily so that we can work on some improvements for High Roller Dive. Now, yeah, I mean, like as far as making the train wider, I will have to kind of test it, kind of with the current ride that we got. I will need to make sure that like we're not having the train like hitting into this because that would not be good. Um, but yeah, I do want to kind of come back here and see what we can do as far as this goes. Um, I'm not sure where the train went. Oh, it was invisible. I forgot. So I'm gonna have to redo this. I'm gonna have to redo this now. Oh, well, we don't want to do that, first of all. Second of all, we want to do that. Sweet. So I'm not gonna worry about any settings just because we don't have time to mess with that right now. Um so I do want to check. Okay, yeah. So I mean like if we want the Minecraft players to be separated enough, we do have to do this. And then I guess kind of one potential idea is that instead of doing this, we could even do um we could do them a little bit closer. Oh. Well, I cannot stop yawning. Um, we could potentially do the seats maybe slightly closer together and just see kind of how that goes and see if that looks at all decent. Like so, like 0.45. This would not really be the ideal, but we could do this, and then let me just see if we do zero point 0.4 if that's enough, or if we need to do 0.45. Yeah, so I mean, like we could potentially do zero point 0.4 and just kind of go with it, and then so that would make the train. And I mean, like one thing we could do is like we can make this wide enough, and then maybe like we can start with like a two-seater train, and then we can eventually transfer it into a four-car train. Just because I'm not sure if this is gonna work. Like we're gonna have to really do a lot of play testing with it and just seeing if it'll actually work the way I'm hoping it will. And apparently I need to learn math because that was not the right math. So I'm trying to think negative 0.4. That would be I think about 1. Or it's not actually negative zero point 0.4. Oh, that's add zero point 0.8. So I feel dumb now. So 1.2. Um, um, so this, I guess this would probably be wide enough. And like as long as like we have the gates maybe one block back. Um, That should work. That should be okay. I know this isn't really that important, but I just wanted to do that. So yeah, like that. This would be kind of the basic width of the train. Um, I just don't know how well this is going to work, but we're gonna have to go with it because I don't want I don't want the players to be too close together, but I also don't want I also don't want them to be too close together either. Um, so I guess we just have to find that kind of happy middle ground and just kind of go with it. Um, I'm kind of more inclined to go with the 0.45, but we'll go with this for now and just kind of act as if we're going with this. And actually, I guess I can go ahead and take a look at like what it would look like if we had 0.45. So 0.45, so negative 0.545 and 0.45. I think that would still be zero point 0.8. So that'd be 1.25, I think. So yeah, like that's honestly actually not too much wider. I mean, like I would honestly be okay with that. So this could be maybe the new. So the station for this is gonna be massive. Well, and if you keep in mind that this isn't even massive compared to the whatever that dive coaster was called, not High Roller Dive, but no, the other one. And High Roller Dive is the Gerstlauer Infinity. But no, the I'm trying to think the dive coaster that I made. It was Times Square Dive. That was what it was called. And that's actually a coaster I do want to try to bring back. Like I've thought about possibly bringing that back. Um, I honestly don't know if I'll bring that to Timber Hills or if I'll bring it to another park, but it is definitely, I'm gonna try to bring it back in some way, shape, or form. Like maybe not even in the same theme, so it may not even be Times Square Dive when I bring it back. But I definitely do want to bring back that coaster layout because I think it honestly was pretty good. I think it was good for what it was, and I think I actually even have a picture of it. I might even still have a picture of it because I think I did take pictures and stuff of it. Um, and it may not even be, yeah, it may not even be in this may not even be in here. I might need to check I might need to check somewhere else. So, oh, it'd probably be in like my Minecraft screenshots 2024, I think. Like I can definitely find it. It's just, it's gonna take a second because I don't remember where exactly I had put it. Because I do want to show you I do want to show you guys the coaster. But I know I have the screenshot somewhere. It's just a question of where it actually could be in this folder possibly. Maybe I want to say, oh, ride photos here. Yeah, actually, so I can go ahead and quickly show you guys a few pictures of this. So let me just switch over to my window capture really fast and turn that over to should be Google Chrome, I think. Yep, there we go. Okay, I just want to make sure I had the right stuff open. Cool. So yeah, let me just make sure that this will show up in the live stream. Oh, sweet. Okay, yeah. So this was yeah. So we had built a couple skyscrapers, like, and granted they actually weren't really that well built, but oh well. But yeah, this was one picture that we had. Yeah, here was like the actual coaster. So here is like the lift hill, and then the massive drop into the Immelman right there. Here was like the queue line for it. You can see it was built right behind our resort. Um, yeah, I wish I hadn't. I really do wish I had not gotten rid of this from my plot because like I don't have this anymore, unfortunately. Like this is kind of my only kind of records of this coaster is like on here. I am thinking about rebuilding it though, like on another world on my server. I'm thinking of rebuilding it. But yeah, this is yeah, basically it's yeah, so basically you went down a yeah, you basically went down a like the big drop like with the it was actually a 95-degree drop because I was kind of inspired by I think it was Iron Menace and Dr. Diabolical's cliffhanger. That was kind of the inspiration for going beyond vertical. But yeah, you have the beyond vertical drop and then you level out into an Immelman, which like the G forces on this would be awful because I did not do very good profiling on this coaster. But yeah, so as you come out of the Immelman, you go into the I believe that might have been I want to say that was a zero G stall that we did. And then that kind of levels out into a turn up and then kind of like a half helix up. And then I would think there might be like trim brakes here. That was kind of the idea I was going for. Like, was this might have like trim brakes, and then you go down like a drop after that into, um, and I mean, like honestly, that could even just be a half helix up and then a drop. But yeah, so basically, you come out of the drop, you go into somewhat of a helix into a barrel roll, and then you go into the final brake run from there. But yeah, I think yeah, those were all the pictures I had. So yeah, that was one of the ride photo points right at the bottom of the first drop. And then we also had the barrel roll. We had that as a ride photo point. Like I think a lot of our rides we did tend to have two photo points on most of our rides. But yeah, so um Caesar, please make sure that you're not mentioning your server in my stream chat. Like I do like I really want to make sure that everything in my stream chat is about my server. So please make sure you're not mentioning your server in my stream chat. Thank you. So yeah, this is so basically yeah, when we build a dive coaster, it's going to be a whole freaking lot wider just because like I know for like most dive coasters I know are pretty wide. I mean like I know like Valerie then at Cedar Point is very wide. I like I actually don't even remember how wide it is off the top of my head, but I know it's kind of a wide coaster. Um like I know like they have very wide trains for Valraven. Yeah, like Valraven is 8 across. What's it called? Iron Menace at Dorney Park. I want to say Iron Menace might be maybe 7 across. I want to say. So it's actually, I guess, kind of similar to. Yeah, actually, I guess kind of a similar size to what Valraven has. But yeah, so Valraven is 8 across. Iron Menace is 7 across. Um, so yeah, so if any of you guys are wondering, I did clear the chat just because like the person that came in was talking about was kind of advertising his own server, so I just had to clear the chat. But yeah, so yeah, we'll go ahead and kind of start working on this general idea that I think it'll basically. I think we're really only adding, I think, 2 blocks. I think because I think the original was 1, 2, 3 wide, so now it's going to be 5 wide. So yeah, it'll be basically, I think, 2 blocks more than the original, basically. So I think for each station, we'll do the same thing. So yeah, so the unload station is going to look very wide, but that's okay. But yeah, the load station will still look kind of somewhat kind of still like up against the train, which is good. Like yeah, that's kind of what we're going for. But yeah, so we what I will do is I will move this a couple blocks out, and we'll go ahead and kind of, well, actually, probably an easy way of doing that would be to move this one from here to there. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna try. Is we'll try with that, and then because I do want to make sure that the point where it actually leaves the station, I actually do want to kind of still have that in the same general area. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is going to be the start of the track. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ooh, that may be problematic. Actually, this is actually the unload station. So it may have to go out farther than I kind of initially thought. But well, actually, let me see. Oh, that was, yeah, actually, that was from the back of there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Because I think kind of, yeah, the idea is that we have the block. Okay, yeah, so something like that. And then we have the boom, 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 boom. And then there should be, on the load station, there should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So approximately 6 blocks. Well, so like if we do the original, then we get, oh, and actually, well, I'm doing this wrong anyway. Because this is, yeah, I wonder if yeah, I guess I did do the unload station differently. I guess it actually did turn out differently. Um, so it actually may not need quite as many blocks. 4, 5, yeah, so it should be 5. And then, so there should be, so at the end of that, there should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the corner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the corner. Okay, and then so actually, never mind that. Never mind that counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 should be the start of the yellow. So 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 should be the start of the yellow. Yep. Okay. So we'll go from here now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to the yellow, and then after the yellow there should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 4, 5. Okay, somehow we got a weird number in here. Oh, actually, well, it would help if I actually extended the station out. Yeah, so if I'm doing the math right, since we did only add 2 blocks, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Perfect. Okay. So yeah, so I do think, yeah, the station was actually slightly wider than or rather the load station was slightly wider than the unload station, which makes sense. And then obviously these should hook up. So we should have like 5 right there, and then that connects up to here. Trying to think. Yeah, I think we did actually have that. So we do need to keep that in mind. So I think Well, actually, oh wait, so hold on. So, um, hold on. So the track is actually right there. So then, yeah, I think we should be able to do. It's going to be kind of a wide catwalk, just because, um, it's kind of a wider train. Oh, do I still? Oh, I didn't get rid of it. Okay, sweet. Okay, so let me just. I'm gonna try a few things. So let me just go ahead and save this really quickly. So this is going to be saved train. I just want to make sure that I'm not using anything I need to use. So ch test is what I'm looking for. So train save. Okay, so this should be a good idea to save as ch test. Yeah, so I'll go ahead and remove that, and then oh, it's not going to show up as anything. Cool. Yeah, so what I'll do then, we'll just go ahead and build myself a nice little thing right here. And I'm gonna have to test this on various points. Spawn ch test. Oh boy, this is gonna be really. Oh, because I don't have the track set up. I'm stupid. Okay. I apparently need to learn how to use train cards. Okay. But no, I think let me just do train deselect. Means that yep, I knew I had done something with that. I would help if I wanted to create track. Again, like I need to learn train cards apparently. Okay. Um train flip. Yeah, so like if we did the fence right here, that would be too close. So I'm gonna have to do basically that. I'm gonna have to do that like that, and then we can do. So yeah, I mean, like, if we're coming out of the station, we're gonna have to do that. And then once we get onto the lift hill, so we will have to do the two wide, so something like that. So yeah, what I'm gonna do right, hold on. What I'm gonna do right now is we're gonna go ahead and create some more track. Okay. So now I think perfect. Okay, so we should be able to select the train number. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna set slowdown to false. for right now. And then, so train launch 24. Okay. Okay. I just wanted to check the clearance for this part. So this is going to be um yeah, looking at that, that actually does not look like it's going to work. So we're going to go ahead and fix this because I do want to make sure that the clearance is going to be enough on this. And like, and actually, I guess once we get the actual cars, it'll probably be higher up, so it should be, it may end up being okay. But yeah, so we'll do this. Cool. Yeah, so right now I'm actually just going to go ahead and get rid of the track because we're actually not going to end up using this track. And I'll go ahead and get rid of this track over here as well. Yeah, so that's kind of, yeah, so that's going to be basically our way to, like, whenever we have new attractions that we're not sure like kind of what they're going to look like, that's going to be kind of our way of modeling them. And even actually this track even we'll get rid of too. But yeah, we'll keep the track in the station just because we are going to use that. Cool. So yeah, we will actually use the track in the station. So I'm going to keep that where it is right now, and I'll also expand the track right here into the unload station as well. Now I'm not sure what we're going to do about the sides right there yet. So I'm going to just kind of keep those the way they are for right now. I'm going to just keep them empty for right now. And we'll kind of put that stuff in later. 7, yep. Something I actually will do is I'm actually going to go ahead and take a look at a picture of the interior of the station to see how big it is. Because I guess if it's not very big, I'm not really going to worry too much about kind of how it looks because I want it to look kind of similar to like the real life station, and so I don't want it to be too big or too small. So I'll just go with kind of whatever the we'll go with whatever they've got for the like the actual like real life station. But yeah, that was I would say Hang Time at Knott's Berry Farm was kind of the inspiration for that was kind of the inspiration for our Infinity coaster. Like that was kind of what we were going for. We wanted the coaster to be similar to it. Bro, I cannot stop yawning. Yeah. All right. So yeah, what we'll do is I'll go ahead and get these set up as well. But yeah, I would say B&M Giga stations do generally look pretty large. which is okay. I mean, like, it's what we're going for. So we do want this to be kind of a coaster that's on a very large scale. And actually something else I do want to reveal that we'll be working on is a park that I think a lot of people know as Roller Coaster Land. That's a park that like that's a park that I've grown up with in Minecraft. Like it's built by Philmon. He's very well known in the Minecraft theme park community. He's very well known for Roller Coaster Land, and I will say that like Roller Coaster Land is like probably one of my most favorite Minecraft theme parks in the world. I would say like it's so good that it's like one of my absolute favorites because like I think honestly like I love I love kind of I would say like the level of like realism that it has like in terms of some of the coasters and stuff. Like I love how some of those coasters are like super realistic to like real life rides. So that yeah, that's definitely it's something that we are thinking about for the server. That is definitely something that we want to kind of um, make a part of our server. We want like Roller Coaster Land to kind of be a part of kind of we want it to be a part of our server, and so that is kind of something that we are going to be actively working on. I probably won't do much of it on stream just because I do have other things I need to get done on stream, but that is definitely something that we are looking into right now. We're looking into kind of a way to bring that onto our server, and I'll definitely kind of keep you all updated on that, kind of on how that's going. Um, But yeah, I will be obviously putting signs all around the place that like when I recreate Roller Coaster Land, I will make sure to put signs all around, kind of letting people know like, hey, this is something that Philmon made. Like it's not my creation at all; it's all Philmon. Um, because I definitely want him to have the credit for it because it is his park, and so and yeah, I'm a huge fan of Roller Coaster Land, and I respect Philmon a lot. He's definitely kind of one of the reasons. I think he's honestly one of the reasons why I started creating Minecraft theme parks because I was just so inspired by Roller Coaster Land, and it's definitely a really good park, and so, like, my recreation of it may not be super accurate just because it'll be based off of memories, but I will definitely try my best though to kind of recreate it, like, kind of to recreate it kind of the way that he wants it to be, that he would want it to be recreated. Um, like, I will definitely be like kind of respectful to his vision, for the park. And I guess like kind of on the same token, if he ends up kind of reaching out and saying like, hey, I don't want that recreated on your server, then I'll be respectful of that and I won't do it. But but yeah, so that is a project that we will be working on pretty soon. So like that project will get started on that project very soon. I don't know I don't know how soon, but we will definitely try to get started on it relatively soon. Um, because I think kind of the main focus right now that I want to have is kind of on my park and getting my park actually built and stuff. I want to kind of keep opening more attractions, and I want to. I think definitely another goal that I have right now is to try to stream more. I realized that kind of recently I've really haven't been streaming that much, and so I want to try to work at that, and I want to try to stream some more, just because I do really enjoy streaming a lot. I really enjoy streaming for you guys. It's definitely something that's very fun for me. I enjoy streaming. Um, and so I definitely want to kind of keep at it. And I know that you guys enjoy it just because I've gotten a few followers from from TimberNetwork, so I definitely do want to kind of keep up the momentum I've got. Um, but yep, so this will be so this is kind of I guess exterior detailing that I'm doing right now, and then we'll build the actual building itself and stuff like that. So yeah, this is kind of more exterior detailing I'm doing for the building right now. Um, yeah, I think this building will end up looking really cool. Like, so I think kind of, yeah, my idea is that I want it to be able to be seen from right here. And so like, I think a lot of the hue line will be, well, like we'll try to not cover up the ride basically, with the hue line. We'll try to make it so that you're still able to see everything. Um, I will be honest, I don't think we've actually created the world for RCL yet. Um, I don't think yeah, we haven't created it yet. Or actually, I might use the Odyssey Gardens world. Odyssey Gardens was something that was built by, oh, I really hope that we, okay, I'm not sure why this is weird. I thought we had a warp to it, but I guess, did we get rid of the warp? I'll be honest, I don't know what happened with that. I thought we had a warp to Odyssey Gardens, but apparently a lot of the warps got deleted, or some of the warps got deleted. I'm gonna have to look into that. That is definitely something that's very, very interesting. I did not think that that warp had been deleted. That is really, really weird. Um, yeah, so that is something I will be looking into. I'll be looking into the console logs to see if maybe I did it by accident or to see if somebody else did it. Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. But yeah, like stuff shouldn't be being deleted. But like, I'm certainly hoping that I'm really hoping that that was just a mistake on my part. Um, I actually just realized that I do want to make sure that all of these are waxed. Because if they're not waxed, then that means they'll start deteriorating. So this is the oxidized chiseled copper, and then oxidized copper, waxed oxidized copper. And actually, I guess I realized I don't actually have like the random tick speed thing turned on, so I guess it actually shouldn't really be an issue then. Oh, and actually, so I guess something I've done that's new, something I've done that's new since the last stream is I've actually worked on Nova Rider gifts. So this is going to be a gift shop that you'll actually, as you're exiting off of Nova Rider, you'll actually come through this gift shop. Um, yeah, so as you can see, I don't have like an interior set for it right now. Restrooms, so we're gonna have some restrooms over here. So that's kind of the idea right there is we're gonna have restrooms, and then this is gonna be like a little food stand. Um, I feel like I actually made this building a little bit too small in some ways, actually. Just because I know buildings like that would be bigger in real life. Oh. Oh. Something I do want to be mindful of is that the Grand Prix Speedway will kind of be over in this general area, so I do want to be careful about building over here right now. I want to be careful to make sure that the expo center doesn't get up into that area. But I'm gonna try to stay on task right now and actually work on what I'm supposed to be working on. Um, okay, so yeah, and I guess we'll have to do the same thing over here. Um, and I guess I actually never finished this part. One, two, three. So I think I guess yeah, we could potentially just do that because like there's going to be a walkway right there for the, and then I think it's probably okay to have the thing right there, and then we can just have yeah. So we'll just do it like that. I think for the I'm trying to think for the final breakdown. I think yeah. Actually, let me look at what we did before. Actually, I want to look at our warps just to see. Um, oh, Diamond Parks. Actually, yeah. I think I ended up deciding I wanted to use the Diamond Parks name because that was actually the original park chain created like I think James created that. I think he created kind of Diamond Parks to include like Roller Coaster Land, um Gravity Gardens, stuff like that. And Odyssey Gardens is actually something that James was building, but he never ended up finishing it, unfortunately. But it was a really good park, though. Like I would definitely say that this was kind of shaping up to be a really good park. So I will definitely say that James is definitely a much better builder than I am. Like I will definitely say I do respect him a lot for how good he is at building, and I really wish I had his skills, honestly, because this is really cool. And yeah, I mean, like I think a lot of building, honestly, is just like a lot of building is honestly just practice. I mean, that's kind of the best way that you can get better at building is honestly just a lot of practicing. That's kind of what I've learned over the years. Like, and I'm definitely, I mean, like, I'm a lot better at building than I used to be. Like, if you look at some of like my really old builds, you'll kind of see what I mean. But I will definitely say I feel like I have improved a lot in terms of um, kind of how I build. Um, and I guess I was actually doing that as if that was like as if that was the load station, but yeah. Oh well. Um, whoops. It does bother me that we're using the same block. So I'm going to change this up a little bit. Yeah, it's like what goes well with smooth stone. Yeah, just because I don't want to use just stone, and so I want to like add another texture, so that way we're not just using stone. Um, I will say, just kind of for the sake of my channel, I will say, I don't really, I guess I don't support, I don't really support King's Parks just because I have heard some bad things about the, I have heard some stuff about the, I also have heard and even experienced, some stuff about the, owner of King's Parks. I'm not going to badmouth him just because I'm not the kind of person to badmouth people, but I will say that he is just known for causing issues and stuff, and so I definitely don't really want my brand to be associated with him. So like my brand being my server, I don't want my server being um, like associated with him if that makes sense. Like I don't want it to seem like I support his server because I honestly don't really support King's Parks. Um, I certainly like I'm a nice person, and so like I do help him out with his server a little bit, but for the most part, I kind of steer clear of it because I'm um, I guess I'm just kind of concerned about some of the ways that he behaves. I'm concerned with just the fact that he gets himself into a lot of trouble. Um, Again, I'm not going to name his name just because I'm not one to badmouth people, but um, but yeah, so I would say I kind of steer clear of King's Parks just because the owner, just because the owner has just kind of a history of causing trouble. Oh, that was a pillar that I added. Um, I tried to do it kind of in the middle. Um, yeah, perfect. yeah, so we'll do that. I guess in some ways that would make more sense for the catwalk to be on the right side. But yeah, let me just go ahead. I'm gonna warp back to the old park. So yeah, you'll okay, that was weird. Um, but yeah, so I guess you'll see some of the old builds on here. Um, yeah, so I ended up doing a yeah right side catwalk, and yeah, same thing. Obviously going to the left right side. But yeah, I will say actually walking up the Gargantua lift is kind of cool. Like it's definitely kind of cool to be able to. It's kind of cool to kind of be up that high because like yeah, the top of the lift hill basically once you get to the top of the lift hill, you're at 255 feet. So that's kind of that's how high up you are, and then you do a 270-foot drop. So you kind of drop into like a little bit of a. I thought I had turned off animals. Weird. Um, I do want to make sure that I didn't destroy the armor stands by doing that. Okay, cool. Um, yeah, I will honestly say that like this ride was Professor Marvel. I think it was Professor Marvel's Hall of Science. It was probably one of the most detailed rides in the entire park, and I loved the queue line for it. I think the queue line for this was really amazing. Um, and it actually did have kind of a long queue line because like there's a lot of stuff out here that's actually under this coaster. So I do walk around a lot out here. So, and then after all of that kind of meandering around out there, then you come into the indoor queue. And so you're in this part, and then you come into this part. So this is like when you're actually inside the laboratory. And yep, you keep walking, and then you eventually make your way over here. And then this is like where you get, this is where you get led into the pre-show room. I think actually I can use through. Yep, there we go. Yeah, so then this is basically the pre-show room. So this is like where the pre-show happens. And then of course you get let from the pre-show into the actual ride. And then so yeah, you basically come through this way and then into the ride. And then so I think yeah, that first part was like a dinosaur part. So that was going to be dinosaur. This was going to be ancient Rome, or sorry, Egypt, ancient Rome, the Industrial Revolution, and then into outer space, and then into a black hole that eventually turns into a wormhole, which then spits you back into the time traveling device that we saw at the beginning. Um, that basically that sent me back to the present time. And then right here is actually this is our kind of storage track for all of the cars that will be on this ride. Um, so like that's like our kind of our maintenance storage bay for that ride. Um, but yeah, it is definitely like it is a really cool dark ride. I will definitely say like that was a very cool attraction. I'm like that is definitely an attraction I will be bringing back. Um, I would say Gargantua we will definitely bring back. This will bring back. And I'm actually honestly kind of on the fence about bringing back the suspended coaster. I mean, like I know that Cedar Point does have a suspended coaster, um, I know that they do the suspended coaster over by Millennium Force. They have Iron Dragon, but I'm actually thinking of like I actually, yeah, I would consider possibly even doing um what's that ride called? It Rougarou. I would consider doing like a B&M floorless coaster in this area instead. And that'll all depend on space. I mean, like if there ends up just being more room for this coaster, we'll put this coaster in. But yeah, so we'll put in the suspended coaster. But if there ends up being space, I guess we could try to fit a floorless coaster. And like we could definitely see how that goes. Yeah. But I guess yeah, in some ways I do feel like the suspended coaster I think works better for a space theme, but um and I also want to have multiple manufacturers in one area. I don't just want one area to be one manufacturer. Um, like you kind of see that in like the fairgrounds of having like PTC for the wooden coaster, and then Era for the um, looping coaster, and then on the boardwalk we've got Gerstlauer for the Infinity coaster, and then obviously Zamperla for the Wild Mouse, and then here we've got B&M and Arrow. Um, and then right here we've got Intamin. Um, but yeah, and I definitely do like B&M better than Intamin, so that's partly why I wanted to use B&M for the Giga Coaster. So I'm gonna do slash back. That did not bring me to the right location. There we go, Windseeker. Um, I can't spell today. Okay. Yeah. So, well, actually, I think pretty soon we'll be wrapping up the stream, but I do want to maybe get somewhat of a start on the like actual on the actual like building for this ride. I think we'll start with maybe the load station. We'll start with kind of creating like a kind of like somewhat of a palette for the load station. So that's the kind of the pillars. Um, I think I definitely do want to stick with maybe having this palette. That's definitely a very, very small possibility. Um, maybe. Oh, and then I do need to finish that actually. So, um, okay, so then I think what we'll do next, we will go ahead and start working on the wall. Um, what we'll have to do though is that, and I do want to make like the actual station building part a little bit taller. So actually, yeah, let me start up a palette for myself. Ooh, I could use some deep slate. That would be a very big possibility. And some of the top actually, that would look good, I think. Yeah. Well, actually, yeah. Let me see kind of the difference between that and stone bricks. Actually, just to see if that. Yeah, it definitely does look very similar to stone bricks. So that's kind of my one concern with that is that it looks too similar. Um, but I think as long as we keep it far enough away, it should be okay. Um, so actually, yeah, what we'll do instead of quartz stairs, we'll actually use maybe polished diorite, just so that we get a little bit of a different texture. And then that very middle, the very middle right there could be. So I'm thinking about possibly doing maybe terracotta. That looks too mushroomy. Because like gray terracotta is kind of a little bit more kind of in that mushroom color. So I think it would look really weird if I added some stone, but I think that this might be a way to add a little bit more variety into the build though. So I think that's what I'm going to do. All right, so then, yeah, actually, let me just grab this palette real quick. All right. It's getting to that point where I'm going to go ahead and end off the stream. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Please be sure to follow me on Twitch, and also please be sure to subscribe to me on YouTube and like my videos for more of this content. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have a great rest of your day.